Oh my gosh. One sec. This thing keeps moving. Just give me 1 minute. I'm just putting a microphone in. Now listen, there's a big event happening in my village. You can see I'm all dressed up. So there's going to be a lot of noise. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of noise. So I'm not sure how it's going to work effectively this week. I'm just going to plug the mic in to see if that will help to divert some of the... It's a wedding. Hang on. And everyone's invited. Okay. So you get some cultural music in the background in the wedding. As you can see, I'm dressed up and everything, ready for the wedding. Hang on a second. Give me 1 minute. Let me just... Sorry about that. I just wanted to see if I could get them to tone it down a smidgen so that you can hear me. So let me know if you can hear me. Today's a different time, so I'm not expecting, I just put an announcement out. So I'm not expecting many people to be on the live simply because I've changed the time. Okay, so there's a lot of noise disturbance. There's a lot of noise disturbance. So I'm not sure if I should actually continue. You have to let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, I'll continue. If not, we'll reschedule for our normal time next week. Yeah? Hello, sausage, my honey. How are you? How are you? Oh, thank you so much. That's so lovely. Well, welcome to BlaXit, okay? So BlaXit is a channel that is dedicated to your relocation, repatriation, back to your nation. And of course, I'm here broadcasting from the Gambia, okay? And there is a big wedding happening in my village. So there's a lot of background noise. So I don't know if you can hear me. I want to say hello to Gregory, Hendrik as well. Yeah, he's in Grenada in the yogurt factory. So welcome all the way from Grenada. Also, sausage, let me know where you are. And Yunzeo, can I take 2 minutes? I've got no idea. I'm not a chemist. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, congratulations. It's a cousin of my friend that's getting married today. So they're having a big wedding here in my village. So as you know, in African ceremonies, everybody's invited. I'm telling you, if you see how much food there was just for the breakfast alone, oh my goodness. So, okay, so I was born in England. Okay, so you're wondering, I'm living in Africa. I've been living in Africa permanently since 2019. I came first to Gambia in 2011 and I loved it. I loved the life, I loved everything, and I decided, right, this is it. I'm going to, you know, make this my home. And so for everybody, I do apologize about the blackout last week. My face was huge because I had an abscess. I wasn't feeling well. In fact, I'm still recovering, but I just wanted to make sure that I came on because I promised to be here this week. It's very hot and I haven't got my fan, so I'm going to go and get my fan because I'm sweating profusely, okay? Okay, that's very nice of you to offer me a cuddle. I do believe that love makes the world go round. So thank you very much, Nubian Goddess. Oh, thank you so much. I would like to meet you. I'm from Nigeria. Oh, how lovely. I've met some lovely people from Nigeria. So that would be lovely. I would love to meet you. Bolasaro in Papua in Turkey. Welcome from Turkey. And thank you, Hansa. I'm in Africa. So this is me broadcasting from Gambia. Gambia is on the west coast, is on the west side of Africa. It's in West Africa. And thank you for all the compliments this week. Wow, I am totally, totally grateful and appreciative. Thank you so much. And greetings from Seward in Alaska. So we have got global coverage. How wonderful, how wonderful, how wonderful. So this week's show, I thought, because, sorry, it looked as though we disconnected for a little bit. I do apologize about that. I just want to actually get my fan. Hello, Don, yeah? That Don IV, M30, how are you? Maglav as well, 527, how are you? You sound like you're in England. Okay, 1 second, I'm just going to get my fan. I've got the cutest little fan and it's so good. It just sits on my desk, but I put it somewhere else on another table to charge, and it keeps me cool because I'm sweating all over. As you can see, I'm totally soaking wet. It's a very lovely, humid time here in the Gambia. The weather has been quite humid. It's as though we're still in rainy season, and so it's been quite damp. It's been quite wet and quite overcast recently. Usually when we go into dry season, we have 2 seasons here. It's not like in England where we have 4 seasons. We only have 2 seasons. That's dry season and wet season, rainy season. That's what we call it. And so, but rainy season usually ends at the beginning of November, but it seems to have been extended. And someone was saying to me, oh, this is climate change. I've done my hair differently today and it's really in my face. And someone was saying to me that it's climate change. And so I told them that since the Ice Age, the climate has been changing, you know? So let me say hello to some other people that are here. Jim as well. Mod. Oh, Mod, deal with some of these for me, please. Anyway, I'd like to thank our moderator who is here with us this week. That is Cafre. So everybody, thank the mod for being here. Hi. So anyway, let's. What is the state of the Gambia these days? Gambia is beautiful. It's very lush, very green. I went on some site visits this week, which was lovely, absolutely beautiful, to see how lush and beautiful many of the locations were. So it looked absolutely beautiful. So this is like the perfect place for me. There's been a lot of developments in Gambia. We passed a new shopping mall which has just opened in Senegambia. There's also been a number of new businesses and new opportunities which have opened up in that area. A new hotel as well. I think it's the Radisson Blue, something like that, or Radisson Blue or Blue Radisson. So that is in Stewart, Alaska, 7-8 months of winter, and the rest of the time is divided between the other seasons. Wow, I couldn't cope with that amount of coldness. I couldn't even cope with the cold that was going on in England, to be honest with you. It was too much for me. I'm a sun person. And so that's why I really love being here in the Gambia, is because, I find that it really helps me. I feel much more balanced. I mean, even this morning I was sort of making some hair products and skin products using rosemary, and I find that it's just easier to get the things that I need as well for my natural skin care, for my natural hair care. I can, get baobab, I can get shea butter, I can get moringa oil, those kinds of things. And so that's the reason why it's important to be here. So I wanted to answer some questions because I did miss out on some questions. Where's my book gone? Oh, here it is. I did have some questions which were left unanswered while I was covering topics. So I just want to spend this week answering people's questions which were texted to me via our text WhatsApp line. So if you want to ask us any questions, you can do. And remember that we are repatriationists. So we help you to come back to Africa, okay? That's what we help you do. We help you to come back to Africa. It's very important that, you understand our role. We help you to make that transition, that all important jump back to the motherland, back to Africa. Okay, that's what we do. So we'll help you to acquire your land. We'll help you to design and build your home. We have, do you know, this hairstyle, I don't know why I'm choosing, because it's in my eyes and I'm finding it hard to read the comments. So yeah, forgive me. I thought I'd look fancy going to this wedding, and so I've got all my fancy, wedding makeup and wedding hairstyle and everything, and I can barely see. Probably not such a good idea. Maybe I should have done my hair after the live. In hindsight, some messages have been redacted. Thank you very much, Mod. Okay. So our moderator is Cafe today. Everybody give a wave and a thank you to Cafe. Yeah, they go back to Africa. So yeah, all of the questions that I was given was around repatriation, some of which were personal as well. So let me just say to you that I don't really answer personal questions, just simply because I just don't think it's necessary. And I have had some some advances from gentlemen. Thank you very much. Via the text line, but the text line is really to ask general questions about repatriation, as opposed to, Julia, are you single? Julia, are you dating? Yeah, Julia, are you really celibate? So yeah, that's why you didn't get an answer. So if you're thinking that I'm answering, that's the reason why I don't really answer those types of personal questions. And if you watch carefully, you'll see that I have actually answered them in maybe a different context via a show. So do watch them, because I do, discuss those things. But invariably, the text line is for questions about repatriation. Okay. So some people ask me about my experience, having grown up in England and having to make the transition here. Like, how easy was it for me, given the fact that I spent most of my life in England? And so in answering that, I want to talk about some of the things that I found easy and some of the things that I found a bit challenging. Okay. So the actual move I found quite easy in terms of deciding that I wanted to go, making my mind up. Leaving my family behind is one of the things that I found to be quite difficult. And I would like to say, well, I'm talking about family. Congratulations to my absolutely wonderful son, who is my middle child, and I love him immensely. I want to say congratulations on him attaining his bachelor's degree and graduating from university. So congratulations to him. So my daughter, if you remember rightly, a couple of years ago, she obtained her PhD. So, it's an onwards and upwards. So now it's just my last child that he will complete his education. Very, very proud. Very, very proud of them. So congratulations. Yeah. Um, yeah, exactly. Glav 527 said a typical desperate dumbasses that ask about one's relationship stuff. Yeah, exactly. And in fact, some of them was quite intrusive. I was quite surprised at the personal nature of some of the questions. And so, like, for me, I'll just give you a bit of basic relationship advice to those gentlemen, okay? To those brothers, I just like to give you some basic A1 advice. When approaching women, the best approach is actually slowly, gentle, yeah? You hear the beeline. The music is gonna be heavy. I can't wait to join the party. Anyway, so my advice to you, like, if you're interested in me, let's just say, yeah, you're interested in me, and you want to find out more about me, or you want to let me know that you're interested in me, approach me from a high. This is a high vibrational channel, okay, and we deal with high frequencies, high respect. So the best approach, if you want to approach me, would be from a respectful perspective. I do not like disrespect, okay, in any way, shape or form. So you've got to, see me as a divine feminine and approach me as a divine feminine. Don't come to these, low vibrational kind of questions. I am not an object for anyone's, sexual interest. Anything like that, okay? And the thing is that respect is the foundation of all relationships, okay? Respect, it has to be about respect. And I would say to all of the queens out there, make sure as well that, you keep your standards high, yeah? And you watch these boundaries, because I don't know, like, where some of these men were advised on how to approach women, or if they, where they got this advice from, where they were guided, or what kind of women will entertain that kind of approach, but I certainly don't. Okay, so if you want to get to know me, okay, you do it in a very you do it in a very professional manner, okay? I forgot to put my phone on don't disturb, typical. Okay, one sec, let me now. Okay, I'm sorry, we won't get disturbed again. So you do it in a very professional, respectful manner. And I would say that to do that to all of the queens, all of, the women out there, don't accept this low vibrational behavior. It's not acceptable, okay? It really isn't. It really isn't. So if you want to approach someone like me, approach me with dignity, approach me with the highest level of respect, because that's the only thing that I will accept. I will not accept any other kind of interaction with me. I just will not. Okay? You might have seen lies and baloney and absolute crap, spread about me online by other people. That's a projection of themselves. It's not a projection of me. So if you watched that and thought, okay, what this woman is trying to imply is true, it's absolutely not. It is not me. Okay? I believe in self-control. I believe in self-constraint. I believe in utmost self-respect, and I believe that you should be able to have self-control. That's very important to me. So if you want to be listening to what people are saying and not listening to me, then good luck to you, because that's not a projection of me. That's a projection of them. That was made out of pure jealousy and envy, and because they don't have enough self-esteem to talk about themselves. So they project on others, which is really their own personality defects and their own personal defects. But it's got nothing to do with me, because they don't really know me. Okay, so I just want you to know that. So please, less of the disrespectful emails. I really texts, from gentlemen out there, please. Okay. If you're looking for love in the wrong place, you'll get it in the wrong place. If you act in the right way, you'll get love in the right way. It's just as simple as that, okay? So thank you so much. I just needed to make that clear, okay? I just needed to make that very clear to those people. You're supposed to be sending these questions that I ask you to send to me. I give you my text line, which is +220 240 5273, which is, you know, supposed to be about questions about repatriation, okay? Not personal questions about me or about my relationship status or about my body or about sexual things, okay? That's not what it's there for, so don't abuse it, okay? That's why I closed it down last time. So please do not abuse it. I hope you heard me, okay? Loud and clear, okay? So, and also stop spamming, please, okay? This is also, like I told you, BlaXit is a high frequency channel, okay? And we're dealing with repatriation, relocation back to Africa. And we're trying to call people back to Africa. Why? Because this is the home of our ancestors, okay? Many of us that were born in the diaspora, our forebears, you know, were enslaved against their will, okay? As an act of war, taken as prisoners of war in this huge, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years genocide that, you know, made us all become displaced away from the place of our forebears, away from our ancestral home. And so BlaXit is all about, you know, if you like, rejoining that circle, bringing you back to your roots, okay? Bringing you back to your ancestors. And it's so, so important, including Brazil. Hello there from Brazil. Who's that? Sorry, I can't see properly. Ralph Soares, how are you? Okay. Okay, can you be my friend? Now, it's far more respectful. Thank you very much. Of course. Yeah? Of course. Yeah? And so, those people in the comments that are saying they want to visit Africa, hello. You'll be mad not to. You'd be absolutely mad not to. I think it's great to go and visit as many countries in the world as possible. Why? Because it strengthens your character. It strengthens your intellect. If you're of that low vibration, you're really on the wrong channel, I'm afraid. Okay, this is all about our exploration across Africa. This is about our relocation, our repatriation, our mind emancipation. That is what it is about, okay? And I've got to say, right, I've got to say that I've been watching what's been going on in America recently. I'm just answering you, okay? And I've got to say, what's been going on in America has shown me just how sick, yeah, how sick some elements of the population is. Watching the Epstein recent press conference, and also seeing the people that are, you know, potentially implicated in that. And what they did to young girls, pedophilia, and the names that are all being mentioned go right to the top, right to the leadership of the country. So if you want to talk about, you know, deviant, disgusting corruption, I think you need to start there. Okay, I think you need to start there. When I even watched also about what's happening to Wendy Williams, right? Now, I wasn't an exceptional Wendy Williams fan or anything, but then I heard her story for the first time this week. How people can take guardianship of an adult. Can you imagine? Take control of her money. It better that she come to Africa and come heal. Wendy Williams, take your money, take out and come to Africa and go heal. What there is going on? What is going on? I'm sorry, but I would think my child is safer here in Africa than in America. I'm sorry. Okay, with all of that stuff that's going on, I would rather have my child safely here in Africa with me. That's more important to me. Okay? Then seeing what the pedophilia, the sexual abuse, it's terrible, and the way in which it was done to these young girls, and the way that they, and they were all different from all different backgrounds. There was a black lady that I was listening to, and she even created a platform, for victims. And I'm disgusted. That's why I say come to Africa. When I say come to Africa, I know what I'm talking about. You understand? Greetings. Who's that? Ja? Hi, Ja, in the Gambia. How are you? Yeah? Greetings. Yeah? Hello. Greetings to you also. Okay? Resurrection. Hello, Janza. And I'm just reading. Okay, so I would just like to say that I did a comparative of crime in one of the London boroughs of England, which was Westminster, and I want you to go and do the same research, okay? I want you to go and do the same research. So their population of that borough was, I think, 209,000, okay? And so I did a comparative, which I did on a live, and I had all the information, which I don't have to hand now. But it was 100% more crime in Westminster than there was for the whole of the population of Gambia with 2 million people. Okay? So I want us to really start to look at things realistically. And if you don't believe me, you can do it yourself. You can go and research this information yourself. Look for the London Borough of Westminster and look at the crime numbers, okay? And then I want you to go and do a comparative and look at the crime numbers for Gambia. You'll see that Gambia, with a population of 2 million, is probably about 1/10 of the crime of just one London borough. So I think you ought to think twice before you start, making assumptions, because it's not right to make assumptions. It's not right to cast aspersions that are untrue. Gambia is a very peaceful country, actually. In fact, there was a poll done by African Business Insider this week, which ranked Gambia as one of the most peaceful countries in Africa, including Mauritius, Namibia, and Botswana. So, there are facts out there for people to research. So, if you want to go and be racist, go and be racist on someone else's channel. Okay? I'm not going to have you cast aspersions on Africa. Why? Okay? It is not true. I can't talk for every single country in Africa. There are countries in Africa, yes, that have conflict. You understand? Yes, that have problems. And most of the problems are created because of the interference from the colonizers. Okay, which play one side off of the other and use corruption. And if you want to talk about the masters of corruption, let's start with the church, and let's talk about slavery. Okay, I don't like it when people do that. It upsets me. It upsets me so much, because what you're saying is not the truth. Okay, what you're saying is not the truth. If you're going to make aspersions, make them honest, okay? We need to take an honest look at ourselves and ask ourselves, why do we allow these people to come and try and put their mouth on us, yeah? Go about your business. Don't put your mouth on us. Go and look at where you're from. Go and, assess the issue where you are. I can only assess the issue I am and compare it to where I used to live. And yes, I did used to live in Westminster. Okay, that was one of the first places when I got my own place in England where I used to live. Okay, so yeah, we need to remember that there are a lot of issues going on in this world. Okay, there's a lot of crime against women going on in this world, and especially now with the height of what's going on with the Epstein files. And when I saw let me just finish on Wendy Williams before I got distracted by the comment, right? So Wendy Williams, imagine Wendy Williams, a famous, a woman of African origin, born in America, okay? Had her own successful talk show, radio show, what have you. And yes, she called out, right? A lot of the things that she thought was wrong, okay? And by doing so, she became a target. Now, Wendy Williams, you know, she was controversial as well, right? No doubt about it. But the point I'm making is, they told her that she had an illness that she did not even have. Gave her treatment for an illness that she did not even have. Okay? And then took guardianship of this grown woman. Where in this free world have you ever heard of a bank taking guardianship of an adult to control her money? Huh? Where in the world? That's why I say, Wendy, come to Africa, come heal. You understand? Where in the world? Guardianship, and they put this, they put this European woman, right? Anglo-Saxon woman to be her guardian. You understand? What's going on? To control her, for her to be handled, keeping her away from her family, keeping her away from her friends. What kind of, listen, that's slavery. You know, and her family had no control. Who said that? Yeah, thank you, my darling. What kind of madness is that? Make her come to Africa. If she can even leave the country, they probably even took hold of her passport. Do you understand? How can this grown woman not have control? How many millions upon millions has she got? But this is what they do to us, and this is why I say, when you go there and you think, yes, you've made it, they have a way to always try and defeat you and destroy you. That's why I say, come out and come to Africa. And I'm saying that to the celebrities. You got all this money that you're making in America, for what? For them to try and control you and create your downfall, because that's what they do. When you get to a certain level, all of a sudden, right, they construct your downfall. Okay, it's like it happens so many times. If they don't construct your downfall, okay, then they construct your death. If they don't construct your downfall, they will construct your death. Yeah, and if they don't do that, they'll destroy your reputation, destroy your finances, destroy your income, destroy your business, destroy your life. Okay, so I think, you know, it's just easier. Just come back to Africa. You understand? You be selective, of course. Be selective, of course, with, you know, where you return to. Do your research. Gambia was my home of choice. Gambia is very peaceful. Gambia's got a wonderful, thriving community. It has a wonderful culture. The people are very hospitable. Most people speak English. It's, you know, it has wonderful food. It has beautiful beaches, lovely villages, and it has opportunities for growth for business. You know, it also has a slower pace of life, which suits me. Okay, because I needed to go back in time, because I needed to have relaxation and rest. And so this is, in even answering one of the questions that I was told that about leaving, what was my hardest thing about repatriation. And I said one of the hardest things was leaving my family behind, because you have to make a decision, and you have to be forthright in your decision and stand on your decision, because not everyone's going to agree with your choices. Okay? And if I was to listen to other people, I wouldn't be making my own choices. Okay? And you have to be headstrong enough not to allow people to interfere in your life journey, in your life's decisions. Okay? In your trajectory, in your ascension, and in your decisions. It has to be okay? So I stood on my conviction. As much as it broke my heart to leave, you know, loved ones behind, I had to stand on it. Why? Because this is my destiny. Okay, this is, if you like, this is my divine mission. And I knew it. And I knew that I had to come full circles, not only for my ancestors, but also for my own peace of mind. And I have found peace. I have found peace of mind. Even just hearing the drum beats and the African beats in the backgrounds, right? It's like a cultural revolution. It's like a mind emancipation, and it revives something inside your spirit and your soul. And you're surrounded by those people that are on a similar frequency to you. And it's mind changing, it's life changing, and have experienced that I could no longer tolerate the low frequency, the bad vibration, the negative energy of living in the West. I just could not. So I let that be my motivation in order to, overcome everybody trying to pull me in their direction. I stood in my direction. I stood on my decision, and, I didn't look back. I did not look back. I just kept moving forward. And it even got to the stage where I had to say to, my husband at the time that I am going back to Africa. If you want to come, but if you don't want to come, I'm gone. Okay? And sometimes in this life you have to put yourself first. I spent a lot of my life being a people pleaser, and I realized people pleasing wasn't getting me far. Doing what other people wanted to me do, not following my heart. But I decided to follow my heart. I was in love with Africa. I love Africa. I love being here. I love being here in Gambia. And I've been to other countries too. I've just know that this is where I belong. I know it's where my heart is strong. So that is the reason why, okay? And that was, like I said to you, the most difficult thing. They asked me what was the most difficult thing about repatriating. And that, for me, was the most difficult part, yeah? That for me was the most difficult part of the transition, because I honestly, these are people that I grew up with, people that, I went to school with, people, that we were in and out of each other's houses, family. Leaving your mum behind is, incredibly challenging. But if your mum has got her own decisions to make about her own life, you've got your own decisions to make about your own life, and you can't live for other people. You have to live for yourself. Okay, so if you're facing challenges in that degree and you're torn, call me, because I'll be quite happy to tell you my coping mechanisms. Okay, I'll be quite happy to tell you how did I cope, and I made sure that I put in a strong level of communication so that we were always having video calls, always keeping in contact with each other, so I didn't miss them as much. So, there are things that I want to see your comment. Very true. I left many family behind, but I'm here to prepare a place for them so they have somewhere to go when the time, yeah, exactly. Or when the time is not right. Because I do believe that there's going to be a number of things happening. I don't trust this, so much, this AI stuff. I'm very skeptical about it. Very skeptical about the way in which they view the future, and that's the reason also why I came to Africa, because I didn't buy into their rhetoric. Also, I made sure that I came before the COVID, and I did tell you on this channel, and I warned you on this channel that it was coming, and many people didn't believe me. How does she know? How did she know? How could she leave? How could she plan? It's because those people that are in the conscious community were aware of what was going on. And you have people that are unconscious, who choose to be unconscious. Those people that don't want to be accountable. Those people that, want to project lies and disinformation. Leave them where they are. Coming back to Africa is something where you have a watershed. Okay? You almost have a new identity. You find yourself. Yeah? Okay? You find yourself again. It's almost like you leave another person behind and you find your own self. You find your rhythm, you find your beat, you find your harmony, you find your peace, you find your tranquility, and you're able to do that inner shadow work. You're finally able to look at yourself, look at your inner child, look at the trauma that you've been carrying around for so long, and start to unpack it. Because none of us are perfect. We all have things that we carry. We all have faults. We all have mistakes. We're all trying to, actively fix ourselves. Hopefully there are some people that don't want to fix themselves. They're happy with themselves. They'd rather project onto you. They'd rather be manipulative. They'd rather be narcissistic. Leave them where they are. Because that's another thing that I was walking away from, I was running away from, was the narcissism, was the deception, was the lies. I didn't like it, and I wanted to be authentically me, and here I can be that. Okay? So Africa is home, and home is where you find peace of mind. And I find peace of mind, Right now, like I said, after I finish this life, I'm going to go party with everybody else and, dance the beat of the drums and, get down with my spirits, with my soul, with my ancestors. I'm going to dance with the drums. You understand? You can hear it in the background. You understand? When that rhythm gets into you and you see them, drumming, and it's a live band, it does something to your spirit. You understand? I love it. I absolutely love it. They're taking us away from the rhythm of our drums and try to pollute us with evil music, telling us negative things about each other. Okay, bringing us down, using the N-word, calling women bees, talking to us about guns and about crime. No. I was talking about how this guy called Davis, you know who I'm talking about, first name starts with a C, and he brought them and other people into, when I say people, I'm talking about rappers at this time. I'm talking about high profile rap stars, okay, into this meeting in a house, okay, and it was like there was like a party and whatever going on at the same time, and he had the prison service there, the police service there. He had all of these people there and these rappers, and they were explaining to them what they need to be rapping about. They need to create more crime because the prison is a business, okay? And to get these people into business. That's why you have to be careful what you let your children listen to. You have to be careful what you put into your mind, okay? And be careful of following, negative trends, because they know that once they can get into your mind, they can control you, okay? And they can use music to control you, okay? They want you away from the beat of the African drum. You hear the beat of the African drum, okay? After I say that, it stopped. How amazing is that, okay? You see? So, Grand Rising, my sister, yeah? Ayo, how are you? Grand Rising, my sister, I am coming in December. I've been doing my shadow work as well. I will call you so that we can meet. And yes, absolutely. In fact, someone else is coming in on the 12th that I had a conversation with this week, and I need to call her back, actually. I might do that today after today's show. So yes, let's do this. Let's do this. I went through a phase where I'm not doing so many individual meetings, but I will be doing a group meeting. So I will let you know the date privately, okay, where we can meet. Obviously, for my own for my own peace of mind, I like to be able to do it in a very peaceful location where I can feel relaxed and in touch with nature. So it will be on that premise where, we can sit down and we can meet, okay? I watched many on YouTube, and honestly, you haven't changed, even weathering many storms. I've got no idea what you are talking about. Do you know what? We've got to stop making comments for the sake of commenting, okay? Let's make comments, okay? What we have to do is make comments so that everybody can understand them, okay? And that they're absolutely clear. Because listen, let me just make it very clear to you. In 2019, I'm not even talking about now, okay? I'm going to go back in time to when I first came here. When I first came here was in 2019, and I came in February. In that same year, later on in the year, they had the year of return in Ghana, where 1.1 million people went to Ghana. So if we're going to talk about weathering storms and having impact, okay, there are some populations that are 1.1 million. Last week, we were talking about mortality, yeah? We were talking about excess mortality, that I'm talking about excess deaths of black people in America, which shocked me, okay? We were talking about the excess deaths, yeah, by medical genocide, okay, in America. And I was talking about it because it was connected to the subject that we were talking about regarding a press conference that happened in the White House on November 6th regarding Ozempic. Okay, and I was telling you black people not to take it because it affects your serotonin. Okay, so we were talking about, you know, that we already have high rates of deaths compared to the white community in America. Okay, black Africans of America, that are born in America, okay, they have a higher death toll, okay, and so there's 1.63 million excess deaths between 1999 and 2020. So that's just over, you know, 10 years, okay. How can you have 1.63 million? Do you know the population of Gambia is just over 2 million? That's like nearly the whole over three quarters of the population of Gambia, just, you know, within 10 years being, you know, gone because of medical impropriety. Now, you know, yes, I am going to make that comparison because I'm living here. Okay, so, you know, when I was talking about that and then saying, listen, they're giving you something else now, which they're lowering the cost of, which has been known to, you know, have a lot of complications and health issues causing for people to die. So, yeah, I don't want you to go and take it thinking that, you know, it's entirely safe when it was banned in Europe as a weight loss drug. It was only used as a drug for diabetes. Okay, so that's the reason why I said that. Okay, so I was just putting that out as information because 1.63 million, that's like 80 million hours of life lost. Okay, so I'm just saying that, you know, we have to, you know, think about things. Okay, we really do. We do have to think about things and the choices and decisions that we make. So I've answered the first question, which was what was the most difficult thing for me in terms of repatriating back to Africa. So that was leaving my family. And the other difficult thing was being pulled in different directions by different people. I found that incredibly hard because people wanted to interfere in my business and not allow me to live my life. Yeah, they wanted to tell me what to do with my life. They wanted to impose, you know, themselves on my life, and I didn't appreciate it. You know, they wanted to question what I was doing as though I was making a bad decision, when in fact it's the best decision I ever made to come back to Africa. They wanted me to stay in England. They wanted me to stay in debt, you know, to mortgages. They wanted me to still live in a racist society with racist people, yeah, live with institutionalized racism, live with systematic racism, live with systemic racism, you know, live with societal and generational racism. No, why? Why should I? So, you know, I made a decision. I made a decision to go. If you want to live with it, you go ahead. But I have a choice. I don't want to, and I'm not going to. And it's just as simple as that. So fighting so many people just to, you know, make my way and have a decision. It was sometimes I felt like I was walking through treacle. Sometimes I was crying because it was like they were trying to make them, it was as though they were trying to make me make a decision between them and Africa. Like I love them any less because I love myself. But I love myself. And I have to do what's right for me. So I will not be guilt tripped. You know, I will not be, you know, blamed. I will not be shamed. I will not be, you know, because they try to like shame Africa to make me think, oh, well, you're going backwards. You're doing this. I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You know, I'm going into my destiny. This is, you know, my, this is my, my evolution. This is my ascension. Everybody's is different, but this one is mine, and I'm not going to have you keep me locked in a country that I am not happy in. And my happiness is key. My happiness is peace. So I'm the happiest here. And that's what's so important to me. I'm happiest here. And now I found my happiness. I've not been back. I've not been back. I've not been back since I came. You know? And I don't want to go back. And even now, you know, it's still calling me, come back, come back, come back. What? You know, you're happy here in Gambia as well. It is, it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. And I'm very happy here. So, you know, go back for what? Exactly. You want me to go back to England for what? Exactly. Tell me what you want me to go there for. Because misery likes company, and I'm not joining you in that misery. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not joining you in that misery. I'm not. So that was one of the questions. I hope I've done the question justice. I hope I've answered your question to the best of my ability. So that's one question. Let me just, sorry, go to the next question. Where was it? Okay. So the other question, that I was asked was really about the act of building and of finding land, and you know, the challenges there that I faced when building and having my home and budgeting, etc. They were talking to me about the practical sides of repatriation. You know, what are the pros and the cons? What, you know, what was easier and what was more difficult? So that was a really big question, okay? And it will probably take me the rest of the program to answer it, because if you want me to go into detail. But I will say that, you know, I followed the steps. So I got my land first, okay? So I was getting land. I came in 2011 and I started to get land, okay? I was actively involved in that and repatriation land. That was what I was involved in. I still am involved in. So it's been a fair amount of time now that I've been doing it. And, you know, helping people to find their repatriation land and to get their homes and to build their homes. So I had a dream. So you know, it's not just having a dream, but it's then making that dream manifest into something. So making it an active plan. So that's what I did. I made it an active plan. So I started to acquire land, or land bank. Okay, I started to acquire land. That's the first thing that I did. Okay, after visiting the country. Okay, after visiting the country, I started to acquire land. Okay, yeah, living off the grid. Exactly. Thank you so much. Said Busra is nice. Busra is beautiful. I love Busra. Oh my God. In fact, I am due to go there very shortly. So I will be there in Busra. I go for site visits, so I'll be covering Busra very shortly. And so I was saying that I got the land. So that was the first thing. And my process was very simple, you know, and I've kept to the same process as I was guided to even now. So I did that. And then after a couple of years, I think it was, or maybe a year even, I decided I planted some cassava on the land, and I planted some peanuts and some banga. Banga is pumpkin, okay? And so I planted those, and beans for nyebe nyebe. So I planted those, and then I gradually dug my foundation and then started to build my fence on the land, okay? And slowly, I started to do the additional paperworks and etc. On the land. And then I decided to play with some designs for the house that I wanted, so that I knew that I could build something that I would like. So I started to liaise with some architects, and I got a BOQ of 2 different designs because I like both designs. And I went with the cheaper design. I went with the cheaper design. I loved it so much. Let me see your comments. Wally, how are you? Is it even at my screen? I don't know what you're saying. Okay, so yeah, I started with those designs and chose the cheapest one, which was for it's for a 4-bedroom house with a guest house, which makes it really 5 bedrooms, and a pool house and a pump house for the swimming pool, and an outdoor toilet, bathroom and shower. Okay, so that was the design that I decided on. So, and I was determined to have a swimming pool as well. So I decided to design it that way. And then once I got the BOQ is your bill of quantity. Once I had the bill of quantity, I knew how much approximately it was going to cost me to build. So I added on a contingency budget, because things always have a tendency of going skew it. So I said I'm going to do that. So I started to work on then my financial plan in the UK of how I was going to get this money in order to build the house. I looked at all of the assets that I had. I was lucky enough to own properties, so I was able to work off of those in order to sell, and also to invest, and also to release equity. So and also to do some property development, and that is what I did. I also had a decent job. I also had some court cases, so I was able, I'm just being honest with you, just like so I was able to get enough money to make sure that I could build a house and also have a business. Okay, so sorry, who's this? Are you all right, Mod? Mod, are you all right? Mod, you all right? Is anyone bothering you? Okay, I'm just checking. Yeah, I'll come in and I'll deal with you. When it comes to my boy, I'll deal with you seriously. I don't play when it comes to my fam. You get me? Yeah. Don't bother with my child. Before that, you jump out of the chat. Okay. If you even think about disrespecting my mom, I'll deal with you heavily. Okay. And believe you me, I can. My mouth is serious. Okay. If you want me to start, me can't start. You understand? Nobody play with me. All right. Cuss out your ass in here. You understand? Okay. So let's get back before we start getting roaring at the place. Okay. So yeah. So that's what I did. So once I did my BOQ, so I sold a property that I was living in. And I had done it up to make enough equity out of it to make sure that I could build a house here, and that I would have enough money to live on, enough money to start the business and to get the business going. You understand? So one of my first businesses, you want to know the businesses that I had? Tell me in the comments and give me some thumbs up. If you give me some thumbs up, I will tell you the businesses that I started with and the businesses that I had. All right, and how I started, because I started before I even got here. Yeah. No, I used to live in Hackney though. No, I used to live in Hackney. I even have family that lived in Hackney, but no, I wasn't. I spent a lot of time in East London and in Essex. So in answering that, but I used to go to Dalston. I used to go to Dalston shopping. Okay, I used to also go Ridley Road as well. So, and no, I don't miss it. If you're asking, no, I don't miss it. Um, where was I? So yeah, so once I got the BOQ, I was able to use the BOQ so that I could work out how much I need. Now, not everybody has to take this route. Other people have rented out their properties, use their little excess money because you know rent is cheaper here. So they use a little excess money to pay their rent here. So that's how they've been able to do it. So everybody has their own way. You understand? Everybody has their own way. Some people are renting here. Not everybody, you know, buys land, builds. Everybody does their thing a little way different. You understand? So oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. I'm just reading. Is that Lieri Surrection 714? Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you for being with here. You're at A1, day one, okay? So let me just give a big up to all of the BlaXit veterans, BlaXit family veterans. Yeah, big yourself up, okay? Big yourself up. Thank you for supporting and being here. Thank you also for everybody that's on the live. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to join us. Thank you for giving me your time and your energy, and thank you for hearing. I hope that I'm answering all the questions that you've sent to me. So yeah, so I did a BOQ, and then I included amounts for shipping. Okay, so I shipped about the things that I wanted to sell in the shop. So I actually shipped like 3 containers, okay? I also shipped vehicles because the other business, I said, tell me in the comments if you want to know what businesses I had. Come before me start talk, yes? How many businesses do you think I had? Okay? So I tried because I wanted to see which one was going to work the best, okay? So I tried a few businesses. So who can remember? What did I used to make? If you're a BlaXit veteran, you'll remember what I used to make. I used to make ice cream, okay? So yeah, I had bought one of those big Italian freezers, and I used to make ice cream, okay? So that was one of the businesses that I made, and that was very successful actually. The ice cream business was very, very successful. I also had vans running, so I tried transport. That didn't work out so well. And I'll tell you as for why. If you are going to be doing transport here, one of the important things is to make sure that the vehicles that you bring are in good order, okay? Mechanical order. If not, you're going to keep having mechanical problems. They're going to keep being off the road, and you know that's going to be a problem for you. So that was the other thing. So I ended up selling them, okay, because they kept being off the road. So someone who wanted to convert them, I think, into food van or something, bought them. So we sold them. So that was the other business. And I had a shop. Yeah, I had a shop called 50/50, and used to sell quite a lot of different things in there. So that is also what I did. And clothing. I used to make clothing, particularly for the tourist season. And so I would make like t-shirts with the map of Africa on made in African fabric. I worked with tailors to make that with t-shirts, with shorts, with skirts, with wrappers, and I made them affordable so you could, you know, bring them back. So then I started to do a lot of clothes. People used to ask me, you know, Julia, I like your clothes. Where'd you get your clothes? How'd you get your clothes to me? So I started to do that, and so I kind of made my own line of clothing. And as you know, I still do my jewelry. I'll just show you one of my pieces. Okay. So this is a piece that oops, let me just straighten it out. Oops, it's got crooked there. So this is like a piece that I made. So I make crystal jewelry. This is onyx, and it's also crystal quartz. And this is tourmaline. This one's tourmaline, and made in silver. So I did that as well, and I still do. And of course, rings, still do the crystal rings. This is citrine. So I'm quite creative, and I enjoy myself being creative. So Yeah, and of course, I still do repatriation, and I still help with business development. So I still do business development, and I still have clients that I help with business development. I even got some new people that I'm helping at the moment with rental property. So yes, I'm enjoying what I do. I also, like I said, I do a bit of farming as well. So I dibble and dabble. I really enjoy it because it's not so static like where you have to stay doing one thing. And I'm growing different plants now. And I'm trying to also go into the area of growing green peppers as well. But I love repatriation. This is like my passion is getting you back, doing land acquisition, also homes, not just land. I help to establish people and get people in homes in the newest city here and in other locations as well. So, you know, arrange for people to buy houses as well, not just come and buy land, but buy houses. So I run the whole like 9 yards and I enjoy it. You know, by trade, I am a business developer. Although I studied law and I studied business, you know, I'm more leaning towards the business side of things. So let's just have a look at your comments. Sorry. Up and out of Mary Queen, that is talked about. Descendant of. We need to be as one. Okay. Okay, so listen, I'm going to wrap up this. Oh, sorry, there's one more question. Sorry, no, I'm not. I'm going to answer. I just remembered. I've seen a reminder. So, just in finishing the last question, I did include in my budget a rental amount to rent a house for a year while I built. So I included that in the budget and made sure that the shop that I rented and the shop rental was also included in my budget, okay? And to furnish the shop. So I had included all of that within the budget, okay? And then I started to build. I just paid him to build and we would provide the materials. So that is how we did it, okay? So yeah, and then we just used to monitor the build constantly. I used to pay the team every 3 days. So if someone from the team, one of the masoners only came for 1 day, they wouldn't get paid until they completed 3 days work. And I found that that really helped me and that really worked. So if you're going to have a system, I would suggest a system like that. So you do an inspection based on, you know, what you anticipate. So if they're making blocks, you have a set number of blocks that you want them to make for that particular time frame. So say, for example, you want, I don't know, say 500 blocks made a day, then you stick to, you know, that formula, say for example. Okay, so that's just some tips. And I had someone that was on site that regulated all of the materials. Okay, so that was also very, very important. So the last question the last question I had was about how easy is it to integrate? Oh my gosh, easy. So that's the last question. I should, it's not just a one-word answer. I'm not just going to say that. Okay. So integrating here in Gambia is easy. I'm going to explain to you why. I'm not just going to leave it as a one-word. I did say I would do all of the questions that I was answered. So I know who you are, T. Thank you. This is your question, T. So I will answer to say that yeah, how easy was it to integrate? A lot of people have gone to other African countries and, you know, they've said, you know, their version of how easy or hard they found it to integrate. Now, my own personal experience has been that it's incredibly easy to integrate here into Gambian society because the people themselves are very lovely, mostly, okay? I'll say that because I've not really had any bad experiences, you know. In fact, the only bad experiences was because I was silly enough to, you know, let a she-devil into my house. But outside of that, I haven't had, that many bad experiences. And when I have done, it's been around people within the diasporan community, to be honest with you. Most Gambian people have been incredibly hospitable to me, incredibly, loving and understanding and supportive of me, helping me to learn the language and the culture. Today I'm invited to, the wedding. They've integrated me. I got adopted into a Gambian family. And my Gambian family, I love them. I love you so much, my Kajabi family. I miss you, Mama Kajabi. Okay. I miss my brothers. Unfortunately, one of my Kajabi brothers passed away. As I said, that was a really sad moment in the Kajabi family. But we're still one big family, and that's why when I go to Bussorah, I go to Bussorah to also see my family, to see my adopted family. And being a part of a host family is really important. And everybody that asked to be a part of a host family, I gave you the numbers for your host, so it's for you to now integrate with them, okay? And they will help you in every way. So we do also help you by introducing you to a host family. So BlaXit does that, okay? And that helps with your integration. I also want to say that the culture is very similar to Caribbean culture. My parents both came from Jamaica, so I'm used to eating cassava. You understand? I'm used to eating, rice and things like butter, and I'm, eating super conjure comes as nothing to me because we eat okras. You understand? I'm used to the fried fish. You see what I'm saying? And so, the curry is nice. The domada is nice. The Benachin, Lord have mercy. I love a Benachin, trust me, the Benachin, sweet, it's sweet. In fact, Gambia is the champion of the Jollof Rice Championship. Gambia won with their rice of Benachin. So congratulations to Gambia. So yeah, it's very easy. I think Gambia is very accepting. And I think because Gambia's had, a lot of intervention with people, particularly diasporans and tourism as well for a long time now. So I think that the integration process is easier, and my neighbors are lovely. Everybody's lovely, to be honest with you. I had a run-in with a couple of taxi drivers once, and that's because I not usually take taxis, and I said one place, he understood it as another place, and we got into like a row, but it all ended up in peace, in the end. But I said to him, I told you this place, but he didn't understand my accent, so we ended up, and I was like, no, you're going the wrong way, and he's insisting it's the right way to this way, he's going the back way. I said, no, it's the wrong direction, and me and him was like having this back and forth, but in the end it ends in peace. And I think that's what's important, is that it ends in peace. Yes, just like every other country, they have, crime here, petty crime, just like every country, but not so many high levels of it, thankfully, not so many high levels of serious crime either. So, although incidents happen. So I found it rather easy. I feel rather safe being here as well. I've, been here as a married person, also here as a single person. And I found it easy either way. So if you're saying, oh, I'm a single parent, I've got children, how is it? Yeah, I found it fine. So, and I've been, separated. January will make it 4 years, believe it or not, 4 years. I would have been separated, and 4 years in May divorce. So yeah, it was, I think, or something like that anyway. But yeah, I think it was December, December, not January. I think it was December, separated. Can't remember. It's not really that important. But I'm just saying that, for the last almost 4 years now, I've lived as a single woman. So I'm just saying to you that you can do it. I've got my son here and everything. So if you're worried about that, don't let that be something of concern to you. So that transition I found easy regarding food, easy regarding transportation, because I have like local taxis and buses. Although I decided to drive, so I had my own vehicle. I decided to drive. How was it switching onto the other side of the road? I drove on the wrong side a few times. I drove on the wrong side. Oh. I soon learnt. Do you know what I mean? And I used to tap my hand to remind me that I'm driving on the other side of the road, because in England you drive on the other side of the road. So if you're coming from America, it's easy for you because they drive on the same side as you. But coming from the UK, they drive on the same side as America. So you have to make that transition. So that was a little bit tricky in saying that. I had a few near miss accidents because I forgot myself a couple of times while driving. And so that was quite funny. What other funny moments did I have? I went to a location in Sierra Leone, and there was a local toilet. And so we were in the mountains, and that was interesting. But that was also a good experience, because it's very humbling, and I think that we need to be humbled sometimes. What was the other experience that I had? Chasing lizards until they chased me back. I didn't find it so funny when they turned on me. That's why they say it's not funny until the rabbit's got the gun. I decided that I was going to be funny and chase some lizards. And then I saw them coming back at me, and I started running in the other direction. So getting used to, animals having like that level of intelligence, that was a shock for me as well. And monkeys as well. Do you remember when I went to Makasutu and the monkey decided to grab my handbag and go down it and fling out what I didn't want? I was like in the shock of my life. So those are little like things that, were different. What else? Also, because I'm living in a Muslim society, so getting used to call for prayers and stuff like that, that was different. Coming from a relatively Christian country, which is England, so that was different. Realizing like the humbleness of the people here, that was really nice. The people are very humble. Also learning to stand my ground here as well, especially like when I'm haggling for a price. Because I would have said, oh no, it's all right, go on then. But now I stand my ground. So it's taught me a lot. I've become a lot more resilient. I've become a lot more forthright. And I think it also teaches you humility and honesty. And I think that's really important. So I don't know if I've missed some of your comments. But I enjoy the culture. I love traditional dressing on Fridays. On Fridays, you wear traditional African dress. So that is lovely. I wear it most of the time anyway. But on a Friday, you essentially get dressed up. And I like that aspect of getting dressed up on a Friday. I love it. So what else? Yeah, I love the street food. And I love the beaches. I love the horse riding. I like a lot of things. It's hard to say, but I mean, I think that's me really. That's a wrap. Yeah, exactly. Give me the Gambian price. Exactly. I learned to haggle very well. Give me that Gambian price. I'm just reading your comments. 4721. Okay. But I just like to say, thank you so much for joining me. I was just answering questions this week because I didn't want you to feel as though I was ignoring you and not answering your questions. So, and we did do a little bit of housekeeping just at the beginning. So when you do certain questions for me, please, like I said, do keep them clean and personal and non-personal, sorry. And, if you are interested, you say to me, oh, Julia, I'm attracted to you or whatever. then be nice about it, okay? Just nice about it, okay? That's normal, you know. We're all humans, and we are attracted to one another. That's normal. You know, the only way to get to know someone is to start by, you know, making those inquiries, but in a decent way, okay? So thank you so much anyway. You know, I was highly flattered, I must say, though. I was very highly flattered, you know, and so I can only say thank you so much. But just remember, like I said, you know, Africa is a beautiful place. Africa is an amazing place. Okay, and it's somewhere that I would love for you to experience. So if you've never been, just try and go on holiday, you know, try and go on holiday. And then, you know, if you think that you really like it and you're thinking about repatriating, then drop me a line. +220 That's +220 My email at the moment is full of spam and I'm clearing it. So that's why I'm not giving you my email address, okay? I'm trying to clear out lots and lots and lots and lots of spam. So just please use the text line for now, +220 on WhatsApp, okay? And of course, I will be out there making some new content very shortly. I had a problem where I lost some content, so I'm gonna have to go and remake it. Now there are some new places that I wanted to show you, like there's a new gaming lounge. There's a new mall. I wanted to show you the new mall, plus the extension and what they've done to the existing mall, because now it's on 3 floors open. So I wanted to show you that. I wanted to show you the new gaming place. I wanted to show you some new estates from BlaXit as well, where you can get your repatriation land. Also, there are a couple plots in Bussorah which are $1,000 each. So if you're interested in them, do let me know. Okay, there are a couple of plots there left. There's some other plots which I think are $1,500 as well. I think there were 6 or 8 of them. I'm not sure. Okay, so do let me know if you're interested. Okay, Serenity Estate 2 is in progress. Okay, and we were there the other day. Absolutely sublimely beautiful. I went with some. We went to see their land and they were so happy, so happy, so happy, so happy. And they just loved the location so much. And it was just so beautiful. We went down to the river and then we went out for dinner on the river. Oh, it was amazing. So, you know, I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I know we had to reschedule because we weren't feeling well, so I thank you for being understanding with us, okay? And thank you for understanding with me last week. Here's a broken tooth there. So yeah, hopefully that will be getting pulled out. So if it gets pulled out, I might not be going live that week, but I will let you know in advance, okay? So listen, all I got to say to you is Africa is really amazing. The culture's amazing. I want to go party now because I told you there's a wedding going on, and you know, this is another thing about life here. You always have a wedding, you always have a naming ceremony, okay? Or there's a where the boys have their thing done, okay? And there's always a celebration, and I love that here. There's always a celebration of life, okay? And that is, you can hear the drums come back now. Can you hear? Woo! I'm going dance, party now. I love the drumming here. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna go and enjoy myself. I hope I answered all your questions effectively. No problem with assimilation at all. Okay, do everything, make your financial plan like I said, and don't get dissuaded. You know, those are the main things. Make your financial plan so you know you're going to build a house. You know, work out how much you're going to be paying in mortgage if you are a homeowner, and then, you know, work out how much it is to build a house. If you do what I did, and I thought, wow, this is going to be like, you know, less than 50K for me to build a house, and it's going to be like 648,000 whatever, I'll be hooked into a mortgage for 25 years. Well, it's a no-brainer. Sell up and leave. You know, you've got equity in it, sell up and leave. That's what I say. And live debt-free, live mortgage-free. You know, enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. So Okay, you sent me an email. Okay, I will go and look at it. Okay, so our email, like I said, it's full of spam, so it will take me some while. Okay, is info@blaxithome.com. It's info@blaxithome.com. So I'm going to love you so much and leave you. Remember, One Africa. You hear the music? I've got to go and jive, man. The music's woo! I'm going to bruck it down, right? So, One Africa, one love, one people, one destiny, one unity, okay? One Africa. And I'd like to say a big up to all those people that went to Burkina Faso. Congratulations on your wonderful trip. Unfortunately, I missed the Zoom meeting. I'm so sorry. I wasn't, like I said, I was having problems with my mouth, my tooth. So, I'd just like to say congratulations on making that trip. And congratulations to Dr. Arikana. And I want to say to Dr. Arikana, listen, ignore those people and the things that they say about you, yeah? We are women, okay? We are divine feminines that are out there and we are carving our way. So you're always going to have dissenters. You're always going to have smear campaigns. You're always going to have haters, okay? Why? Because you're making changes in this world and you're sharing information. You're changing lives. And there are always going to be those people that are the black shots that work for the opposite side, that are always going to want to come at you online in other ways. Just stand on, what you are doing. Yeah, we love you, we respect you, and we honor you. Okay. So, Dr. Arikana, this is for you. Okay, and ADDI, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, keep moving forward. Don't worry, people have said the worst heinous things about me online. Who cares? Their opinion is nothing because they don't know me. And that person doesn't know you. They never even gave you the opportunity to have an interview so you could have had your say. So that's hearsay. Okay? That's propaganda. That's BS. That's not journalistic. That's just, YouTube wanting to get, using your name to piggyback off of in order to get YouTube money, okay, in order to try and discredit you. But really, they're just discrediting themselves. They're trying to, character assassinate you. They're a character assassinating themselves. They can't do a quarter of what you do. That's why they talk about you. People only talk about you because they can't follow you. They only talk about you because they want to mimic you. So, Dr. Arikana, stay on your game, okay? To everybody in the Pan-African community, everybody working towards unity, everybody working towards reparations, everybody working towards repatriation, just keep working your game. They're always going to send these people, these CoinShell Pro, you know what I mean? They're always going to send people to send out lies on you. They're always going to try and infiltrate you. This has been happening since day dot. It's not going to stop. But what we can do is ignore them. Don't even watch them, listen to them, even participate. Don't even recognize what they've done. I've seen people send me things. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. You want to make me more famous? Okay, more power to you. Okay, later. Alchemize their jealousy, alchemize their hate, alchemize their envy into, positivity and success in your own life. And that stands for everybody here on BlaXit. Alchemize it. Okay, don't let no one hold you back. Don't let anybody attack your confidence, your spirit. Don't let anyone, tell you what you should be doing and how you should be doing it, especially if you're a grown adult and you can make decisions for yourself that are for your best interest. Okay? For your best interest. Because people are jealous out there and they will try and sabotage you just because they don't want you to level up. Okay? They don't want you to level up. If I was to listen to everybody what they were doing, I want to do what I'm doing. Okay, I want to be here doing what I'm doing. You have to just stay focused on what you have to do, okay? And don't let anyone dissuade you. If you want to come Africa, come. Okay? It's your choice. Okay? It's your life to live. And those people, listen, it doesn't matter what you see about me, just listen. You bring it to me. You tell me, you ask me directly, and I will say it. As long as it's not too personal, I will give you a personal answer. I put the text line out there so anyone can contact me. And none of these people who are making these programs, not one of them did. Okay? I was sent one, which I was surprised at, where the person was like insinuating that I was promiscuous. I said, I can't be celibate and be promiscuous at the same time. How does that work? Absolutely ridiculous. People tell the most worst and heinous lies. Okay? So just keep going, okay? Dr. Arakan, everybody knows that you're doing your best, okay? They can call you this, they can call you that, they can call you a hammer or whatever. Ignore them, okay? Just keep doing what you're doing. And it's the same as you out there. If you're focused, you want to come back, you know that we're going to help you, okay? And we love you. And that's the most important thing, is that we love each other. They want to teach us to hate each other, and that has to stop. They want to teach us not to trust each other. That has to stop. They want to teach us not to have faith in each other. That has to stop. Okay, you see people here in the live chat who have got their homes, who are settled here through BlaXit, okay? And they've done it successfully. All right? So don't mind the naysayers, just focus. Okay? And I love you so much, and I will see you, hopefully, if I don't have the extraction, at the same time, same place. No, not same time. Next week it will be back to normal, which is usually 3 p.m. GMT, okay? That's 3 p.m. GMT. It used to be 2 p.m. because the clock went forward, but if you want me to keep it to 2 p.m., that's better for you, just let me know, okay? And so I love you so much. If you want to support BlaXit, yes, we do have PayPal, and the email is bopcollective@yahoo.com. It's bopcollective@yahoo.com, okay? So I love you all. Remember, okay? You're Black magnificent. You're Black wonderful. Yeah? You're African proud. Okay? Say it out loud. Okay, love you, BlaXit family. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today. And don't forget, please subscribe if you haven't already. And please give me some likes so that, you know, we can help share the message. Okay? And I hope I answered all your questions effectively. Thank you so much.